What's good, beautiful people? It's your girl Tay, and I'm here yet again with another update video. So definitely make sure you guys smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe, plus push your post notification bell button so that way anytime I upload a video you will be notified. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to be talking about SNAP benefits, December SNAP benefits, the possibility of people having to reapply all over again for SNAP benefits, just everything having to do with SNAP. So let's start off with December. So as far as I know, December benefits should go out normally as they were prior to the government shutdown. Once the government shutdown was over, there were articles and stuff that kind of came out and said that December SNAP will run as it was before. I mean, that's to be expected. So there is no reason at this point to believe that December SNAP benefits will not go out as they normally do. So whatever day that you were getting your benefits in the months prior to the shutdown, expect to get them on those days moving forward. Now, we've got a little bit of news going on in Ohio. It says Ohio families will be receiving their full SNAP benefits by Wednesday, which is tomorrow. Today is Tuesday the 18th. Okay, so Ohio, if you haven't already received your benefits, you should be receiving your benefits by tomorrow, which is the 19th, according to the Ohio Department of Jobs and Family Services, which began testing payment accuracy over the weekend and plans to release funds to EBT vendors this week. Okay, so this includes households that receive no or partial benefits due to the previous federal guidance. Meanwhile, Kentucky, Indiana released their full SNAP benefits over the weekend. So if you are in Kentucky or Indiana, you should have already received your benefits. It says, as food assistance resumes, SNAP faces a significant overhaul stemming from the big, beautiful, or as I like to call it, the big, unnecessary, ugly bill passed this summer. These new rules were supposed to take effect on November the 1st, but we're going to get into that in a completely different video. Now, in Tennessee, it says the Tennessee Department of Human Services announced today that following the end, and this was from yesterday, this article was published yesterday, Monday, November the 17th. It says, announced today, following the end of the federal government shutdown, it received guidance from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Food and Nutrition Service to begin issuing full Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP, November benefits beginning Monday, which was yesterday. So benefits in Tennessee should have already started to go out in terms of the full benefit. It says USDA has directed states to return to using the traditional calculation tables that determine maximum SNAP payment amounts, allowing benefits to be issued at the normal amounts. As a result, Tennessee SNAP recipients who received a partial November benefit will receive the remainder of their November benefit amount. Okay, SNAP households that previously received partial benefits will have the remaining benefit amount added to their EBT card beginning Monday, which was yesterday. So check your cards in Tennessee if you haven't already. Customers who typically receive benefits on the 18th and the 19th, which would be today and tomorrow, or the 20th, which will be on a Thursday of the month, will receive their November benefits on their usual date. So as I previously stated in another video when I was talking about the payout dates, everyone who hasn't received their benefits over this past weekend should be receiving their benefits hopefully by Thanksgiving. The goal for all of the states who had either given partial benefits or no benefits at all for November was to get everything situated and dispersed by Thanksgiving. Okay. I remember saying that a lot of states were going to be paying out their benefits in this week, mid this week, till the end of this week. So this week is not over. I know that everybody is really, really anxious, as you should be. Okay, because it's been a tough couple of weeks for a lot of people out there, and I get it. But with everything that the guidance that they had received during the shutdown, and then when it was approved for the benefits to go out during the shutdown, it was like, well, you got to update your system to reflect 50%, then you got to update your system to reflect 65%, and then the government was open, so now they have to go back in and update their system to reflect the whole amount. So there's been a lot of back and forth, which has caused, I'm sure, a lot of technicalities, and it made it a little bit more complicated for them to get these benefits out. But just bear with it. I have faith that they should have all of these benefits out to everybody by the end of this week, hopefully at the very latest by the beginning of next week. But hopefully everybody gets it between now and Friday. All right, you guys, so jumping back into what's going on with everybody having to reapply for SNAP benefits. So coming from the agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins, they ordered all of the states to go ahead and send over sensitive information or the qualifiers in which a person needs to be determined whether they are eligible for SNAP benefits in the first place, like Social Security numbers, household size, income, and all of those factors. Out of all of the states, only 29 states have sent over the information, and they're saying that out of those 29 states, 186,000 people who are deceased are continuing to receive benefits. On top of that, it's saying that there's 500,000 people receiving SNAP benefits in more than one state. Now, they're also trying to crack down on fraudulent transactions such as SNAP benefit transactions that were not authorized, card skimming, card cloning, and other forms of electronic debt theft. The stolen benefits cost the government more than 102 million in the first quarter of the fiscal year of 2025, from the 6.69.4 million in the previous quarter and 31.9 million during the same period a year earlier. So they're trying to say that fraudulent behavior is up significantly as it pertains to SNAP benefits. Now, the Trump administration has supposedly removed about 700,000 people off of SNAP benefits and arrested about 118 people. They go on to talk about how much was spent on benefits when Joe Biden was in office. But it also goes on to talk about the fact that at that time there was a pandemic era. So, of course, benefits would be expanded during that time. People were home. Children were home. It was mandatory. Children were sent home. So they were doing their schooling online, and because of that, that meant that parents needed more money. Whereas children go to school, they get breakfast and lunch Monday through Friday. Now the kids are home, everybody is home, so that means more food. So they did expand the program at that time to meet the need and the demand that was going on at that time. So I don't see why that's an issue. I honestly don't agree with them trying to make everybody reapply for benefits. Again, I really honestly think that this is a ploy for them to get rid of that program altogether. I know that they're saying things here and there about the error rate, the technicalities, and the complexity of the system, and they're saying that some states have higher error rate than others, meaning maybe beneficiaries received double SNAP benefits and they weren't supposed to, things of that nature, things that are outside of the control of the people that are actually receiving it. They want everyone to stay below a certain percentage, which is 6%. I believe that I read or heard somewhere that one of the states was at 14%. They wanted to be well beyond that, but 6% to me, I think, is unreasonable. There are things that you just cannot count on with all of the technical experience that these tech guys and girls have. There's just no way to still predict the unfortunate bugs that can happen with the system, i.e. what's happening now. During the shutdown, the states had to have their systems updated, okay, to reflect the 50%. Then it was update to the 65%. Then it was, okay, the government shutdown is over. We're going to fully fund benefits. So now just go back to your 100%. And there are still states that are struggling now. We just talked about this. States that haven't gotten their benefits out at all or sent partial benefits. So now they have to go back in and update their system. And sometimes that comes with errors. It just happens. So I do think that they are just doing everything that they can do to stall off this program. The reality is that that big beautiful bill is meant to get rid of this as well as other programs altogether. And this is just another way of them trying to succeed at that plan and that ultimate goal. Okay, and last but certainly not least, we have Nevada has actually approved a backup plan in the event of a government shutdown to help them keep SNAP benefits funded. Okay, so it says the Nevada State Senate has unanimously approved a proposal to create a backup program in case federal food assistance is threatened by a government shutdown. Senators voted 21-0 last Thursday in favor of SB 3, which establishes the Silver State General Assistance Program. The measure now heads to the Assembly for a vote. Under the proposal, the assistance program would temporarily provide, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm tongue twisted. You know it happens. But it would provide temporary benefits for low-income households if SNAP funding is interrupted in an extraordinary circumstance as determined by the governor, okay? The director of the Office of the Finance must submit a request to the State Board of Examiners for funding, and the board would then submit a request for the funding transfer to the interim finance committee, okay? The Nevada Division of Social Services said all SNAP benefits have been distributed. So this is for the month of November now. I'm kind of switching gears here because that's what the article's doing. But the Nevada Division of Social Services said all SNAP benefits have been distributed for the month of November as of Thursday night. And I'm going to assume that this was previous Thursday, which was, I believe, the 14th. So last week. So in Nevada, you should have at least received all of your benefits. If you got partial or none at all, you should have received it. And for those of you guys who are still waiting, I'm just kind of curious to know what states are still waiting for benefits. So drop that down below in the comment section. I'll try to do a little bit more research and bring it up in a different video, probably later on today, if not tomorrow. But drop your state down below in the comment section to let me know if you're in one of the states that still have yet to receive either full benefits, but you receive partial, or you haven't received anything at all. But I'm almost certain that most states should have all of that taken care of by the end of this week. Okay. Now it says, Democratic lawmakers called for this legislation. This is going back to the backup plan for Nevada ahead of the special session when the federal government was still shut down because of a lapse in appropriation. The shutdown came to an end with the approval of the new funding bill on Wednesday. But I still think that this is an amazing thing for them to do. I kind of wish that all states would take this into consideration and do this. Get something set up so that in the event of a government shutdown, the funding can go uninterrupted, okay? Of course, this has to be extreme circumstances. I know it has to go through all of the hoops and loops and dupes and all of that kind of stuff. But I do think that some states need to be paying attention and take a page out of the book, okay? Everybody needs to be safe and feel secure when it comes to food. Nobody should be going hungry. I'm really, really passionate about that. You guys stay tuned because I really want to dig into nonprofit organizations and stuff and really do what I see if I can, get some things together myself to kind of help the people out, because a lot of these times waiting on our government and these politicians to do what they need to do is frustrating. Meanwhile, people are suffering. But at any rate, that is all that I absolutely have for you guys today in this video. I hope this information was in some way helpful or useful. As always, I'm going to ask you guys to smash that like button. It really does help to let YouTube know that you like what I'm doing and you want me to stick around. Let's go ahead and drop some pink hearts down below in the comment section, or just simply say I made it all the way to the end of the video in the comment section. Talk to me because you know I love to talk back. I will be linking all of my articles and sources down below in the description box so you guys can have that to refer back to. And as always, I am going to say, remember to live, love, elevate, and I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.